History Reborn AI welcomes you. What if a face erased by centuries once quietly redirected the fate of an empire? Behind beauty, power, and the legends that survive in old paintings, tomb sculptures, photographs, and fragile records, there is loneliness, betrayal, exile, and the true price of fame. Tonight, we bring back 20 women of China whose mark on history ran deeper than any crown. Stay until the very end, because the final face may change the way you see power itself. If these stories move something in you, carry them forward and return for more. Now sit back, relax, and enjoy the video. Number 20. A brush moves across silk in candlelight, and a woman writes the rules meant to bind every daughter after her. Ban Zhao lived in the Eastern Han Dynasty, roughly the 1st and 2nd centuries, a scholar in an empire built on order. Later portraits and the long tradition of female scholarship allow her calm, disciplined face to return through reconstruction. The public remembers a gentle, wise teacher, the author of Lessons for Women. But behind that stillness was a life folded tight inside the very rules she wrote. She strengthened Confucian order even as she opened, quietly, a door to female learning. History remembers her as a model. But that model was also the first cage. Number 19. Snow falls in a courtyard, and a young woman answers a poem before the flakes finish falling. Xie Daoyun lived in the 4th century, during the Eastern Jin dynasty, born into a family of scholars and generals. Surviving paintings of her likeness let her thoughtful, wintry expression be brought back to the screen. She is remembered as a brilliant poet, light as frost and sharp as a blade. Yet, most of her writing is lost, and what survives is a single legendary line about snow, more myth than voice. Tradition claims her genius. The record itself stays thin. The world kept a beautiful story. The woman behind it faded. Number 18. A woman clutches an ancient lute, her eyes fixed on a horizon she cannot reach. Cai Wenji, also called Cai Yan, lived at the close of the Eastern Han, through the chaos of the Three Kingdoms. Portraits preserved in old imperial albums, showing her embracing her instrument, allow her sorrow to be reconstructed in detail. She is remembered as a gifted poet and musician, a woman of songs and tears. The colder truth is captivity in the north, years stolen by war, and grief too heavy for any melody to hold. Her verses returned her to fame. The years she lost never returned at all. Number 17. A young bride crosses mountains into a kingdom of snow and prayer flags. Princess Wencheng lived in the 7th century under the Tang dynasty, sent through a political marriage into early Tibet. Temple Thangka paintings and religious tradition preserve enough of her image for reconstruction, though history and legend blur across the centuries. She is remembered as a symbol of diplomacy, gentle and dutiful. Some historians believe much of her story was shaped later by devotion rather than record. The line between fact and faith worn thin. She became a bridge between two worlds. For the woman actually walking that road, it was still a life spent leaving home behind forever. Number 16. Bronze vessels and oracle bones rise from a tomb sealed for more than 3,000 years. Fu Hao lived during the Shang dynasty, roughly the 13th century before the Common Era, in a world ruled by war and ritual sacrifice. Her intact burial, weapons, and inscribed bones give reconstruction rare, hard evidence to work from. The public remembers a fierce woman general, a commander in an age when warfare belonged to men. The colder truth is a world soaked in bloodshed and sacrifice, where power and violence were bound together. She was not only buried with bronze and gold, she was buried with an age of blood. Number 15. A body lies preserved so completely that scientists once mistook her for recently dead. Lady Dai, known as Xin Zhui, lived during the Western Han in the 2nd century before the Common Era. Her extraordinary preservation at Mawangdui, along with burial treasures, makes her one of archaeology's strongest reconstructions. The public remembers a corpse almost untouched by time, a marvel of preservation. Behind that marvel lies a sealed tomb, a stolen life, and an aristocratic world locked away forever in silence. Her body survived more than 2,000 years, defying decay in ways science still struggles to explain. Her real life was buried with the earth piled above her. Number 14. A woman drafts imperial decrees inside a palace thick with suspicion. Shangguan Wan'er lived from 664 to 710, through the reigns of the Zhou and Tang dynasties. Surviving court paintings preserve enough detail of her features for a convincing reconstruction. She is remembered as a brilliant and calculating court official, sometimes called a female chancellor. The truth is a childhood shattered by family tragedy and a life spent surrounded more by rumor than fact. She wrote the empire's laws with a hand few dared question. That same empire devoured her in a single night of coup and blood, leaving behind more legend than certainty about who she truly was. Number 13. Rain falls over a ruined city, and a poet writes of everything the war has taken. Li Qingzhao lived from 1084 to roughly 1155, spanning the fall of the Northern Song and the rise of the Southern Song. Later statues and Qing dynasty portraits allow her delicate features to be reconstructed with care. She is remembered as classical China's greatest female poet, elegant and precise. The colder truth is war, lost fortune, forced flight, and a marriage that collapsed into heartbreak. Her verses read soft as silk, full of wine cups and falling petals. Her life, by contrast, was torn thread by thread, stripped of home and husband alike. Number 12. A woman studies the bones of an ancient temple, sketching its collapse before it can vanish forever. Lin Huiyin lived from 1904 to 1955 in modern China's turbulent century. Early photographs, architectural records, and field expedition images preserve her striking, intelligent face for reconstruction. The public remembers China's first female architect, brilliant and admired. The darker truth is a life stretched thin by war, illness, and the constant pull between art and survival. She tried to save the beauty of the past, cataloging temples that war and time were quietly erasing. The past she rescued on paper could not save the body slowly failing beneath her own hands. Number 11. An ink brush traces a branch of plum blossoms in a quiet, tense room. Xiangning lived from 1878 to 1972, across nearly a century of revolution. Photographs and surviving ink paintings, preserved in museum archives, provide strong material for reconstruction. She is remembered as a painter and revolutionary, steady through violent times. Her art was never mere decoration. It answered war and devastation directly. A single painted flower could carry a political defiance too dangerous to speak aloud. She did not simply paint pictures for admiration. She painted a way of enduring history, one brushstroke of quiet defiance surviving where louder voices were silenced or destroyed. Number 10. A woman stands at a podium, her calm face hiding decades of political fracture. Soong Ching-ling lived from 1893 to 1981, through revolution, war, and the founding of modern China. Countless surviving photographs from public events and press archives make her one of the clearest reconstructions in this list. She is remembered as the mother of modern China, poised between revolution, family, and national symbol. Behind that image lay political collision and the cost of a marriage built on ideals more than affection. She lived long enough to become a symbol carved out of a family torn apart by ideology. Becoming a symbol, history reminds us, is its own quiet kind of solitude. Number 9. A woman marches beside soldiers, carrying paper instead of a rifle. Deng Yingchao lived from 1904 to 1992, across war, revolution, and the Long March. Portraits, propaganda photographs, and archival images preserve her steady expression for Reconstruction. She is remembered as a resolute leader tied to reform for women's rights. Her real struggle stretched through war, forced marches, and painful battles over marriage and freedom, fought inside a world still ruled by men. She fought against arranged marriage in a world that still expected her silence. She spent a lifetime rewriting the law itself, so every woman who came after her might inherit a little more freedom. Number 8. A woman in men's clothing stares into the camera with unflinching eyes. Qiu Jin lived from 1875 to 1907, in the final years of the Qing dynasty. Surviving portraits, including images of her in male dress, provide strong reference for Reconstruction. She is remembered as a revolutionary heroine, an early symbol of women's rights. The colder truth is capture, torture, and execution after her uprising collapsed. She demanded freedom for women and died inside the very system she tried to break. History calls her a hero without hesitation now. The falling blade that ended her life was the true, unflinching price of that title. Number 7. A young writer walks through mist, her face already marked by exhaustion. Xiao Hong lived from 1911 to 1942, through invasion, displacement, and modern China's darkest years. Clear surviving portraits allow her fragile, striking features to be reconstructed faithfully. She is remembered as a gifted, sharp-eyed novelist who died young yet left a lasting haunting. Her childhood was unhappy, her relationships fractured, her final years spent in flight from war and illness. She lived only a short span of years, barely past her 20s, when illness and war finally caught her. The sorrow inside her writing, unlike her body, never had the chance to grow old. Number 6. A woman sits among fellow writers, her eyes carrying the weight of suspicion. Ding Ling lived from 1904 to 1986, through revolution, war, and political purges. Photographs from the Yan'an period and later archival images offer strong material for Reconstruction. She is remembered as a major novelist, a voice for women and revolution. The truth is imprisonment, political distrust, public condemnation, and years of exile before her name was finally restored. She wrote about liberation with a voice sharp enough to unsettle the very movement she served. Her own life, in return, often read like an unending sentence, condemned and pardoned and condemned again, before history finally let her rest. Number 5. A mother holds her child in a photograph taken before everything was taken from her. Zhao Yiman lived from 1905 to 1936 in modern China during the war against Japanese occupation. Wartime photographs and propaganda images, along with memorial records, allow her tired, defiant face to be reconstructed. She is remembered as a guerrilla fighter and martyr, a mother who sacrificed everything. The colder truth is capture, torture, and death inside a prison cell, her fame arriving only after she was already gone. Some are only spoken of by history once it is far too late for the recognition to reach them, or to comfort the family they left behind. Number 4. A woman commands a stage, then commands a nation, then loses both in the same collapse. Jiang Qing lived from 1914 to 1991, through revolution and the Cultural Revolution's chaos. Countless stage photographs, political portraits, and post-trial images provide rich material for reconstruction. The public remembers a woman of fear, bound to one of history's most turbulent decades. Her life moved from actress to power broker to a symbol crushed by the very system that raised her after Mao's death. Power lifted her from obscurity into the brightest, most dangerous light of her era. That same power, once it turned, left her a shadow the era still curses even decades later. Number 3. A woman rises from consort to sovereign, and an empire is forced to accept what it never imagined. Wu Zetian lived from 624 to 705, ruling first under the Tang and then founding her own Zhou dynasty. Surviving portraits, temple statues, and court records make her one of history's most compelling reconstructions. She is remembered as China's only undisputed female emperor. The colder truth is a path built on suspicion, purges, and a coup, judged forever by a world built for men. She broke the old order to claim her own name. History still cannot decide whether to honor her or condemn her. Number 2. A woman dances through torchlit halls built for beauty and ruin alike. Yang Guifei lived in the 8th century, favored consort of an aging Tang emperor at the height of imperial splendor. Surviving court paintings and poetic tradition allow her presence to return through reconstruction. The public remembers her as the most beautiful woman in Tang history, a symbol of romance and excess. The colder truth is a rebellion that split the empire, a fleeing court, and soldiers who demanded her death as the price of loyalty. Tradition claims she was strangled at a roadside shrine, blamed for a collapse she never caused alone. Her beauty was called a curse, and history made her pay for it. Number 1. At last, the curtain lifts, and the most argued over face in the Qing dynasty looks directly forward. Empress Dowager Cixi lived from 1835 to 1908, and no reconstruction on this list carries more weight or controversy. Her most striking photographs and portraits, paired with the full ceremony of her court, allow the final, defining image of this countdown. She is remembered as the most disputed woman in the Qing court, ruling always from behind the veil. Her era was marked by military defeat, foreign pressure, and a dynasty rotting from within. Her legacy shadowed by a collapse she did not build alone. She did not sit upon the throne. She decided the fate of everyone who did. They wore no crowns, yet history still shakes beneath their names. If their silence reached you tonight, carry it forward and return to History Reborn AI for the next face waiting to be remembered.